Welcome to the show. Let's begin as always with the latest in the COVID-19 cases here in the state of Texas and in Oasis County. So we're now up to 35,670 cases that have recovered. We're now up to 660 deaths. State of Texas, we're at 2.45 million. Now we've recovered here in the state of Texas, and we're getting close. And we're getting to that point, 38,168 deaths. Total cases in the United States, 26.6 million. Now recovered. 451K of deaths worldwide. 104 million total cases. 57.9 recovered, and the deaths for that worldwide are 2.27 million. Okay. Let's look at California. Let's look at Los Angeles County. Their cases is 3.37 million. And in Los Angeles County, 1.13 million. No, plus zero for 17,308 deaths. So 3 states, Texas, California, Alabama. The lowest is 465 for Alabama. So we're doing 3 states each. Now when we do a COVID-19 segment, when I do a COVID-19 segment. And I've been telling you guys time after time. Geez, do we have to go over this? Boom, I guess we're going to have to. Masks. Very, very important. I can't stress you enough how important these things are. These things can help reduce the spread of COVID-19. It's not optional, it's mandatory. Like this. And it has to be, and the metal has to be at the nose. It has to be like this. Not like this, nor like this. It has to be at the nose. Make sure you do that so that you can understand. And I understand and I understand for you guys, for those who wear glasses like me, it fogs up. I understand. But there is no way of doing this unless you were to ask Google. Unless you would ask Google how to keep masks from fogging up your glasses. There are ways. They have these things on sale if you were to look up online, they have these things for. They have these anti-fogging masks, which the people invented. You can find them at Walmart, SD, eBay, Walmart, and eBay. I think I saw one on DH online for 98 cents. And I think it's a great tool. Now for singing. I mean, these are things for sale. I mean, look, they have the performance sports space masks with carbon. These are on sale, and I think it's a good tool to use. Tightly worn fabric, nose wire, adjustable ear loops. It's a 3D adjustable fashionable. It's for the singers. And it's on sale at Etsy. And for those who are going to be like, I don't care about that, we can sing without masks. Well, let me tell you something. I care about you and the safety for you and your children. If you want to go out and sing, these masks help. And for those who look it up and say, I'm not paying $18 for that mask, there's cheaper alternatives. There's one that sells for $5. There's one that sells for $5. There's one that sells for, it's a face shield, face mask style. It helps. It's on curb style for $4.69. One for $5. It's like, I'm not wasting that much money on that. I can sing good. Well, yes, I understand you can sing good. But it's about the safety here. We care about safety. And masks help slow the spread of COVID-19 by 80%. If you don't want to believe me, you can look it up yourself. And you'll get an answer. Also, social distancing. Today when I was going to Walmart, I saw these things. These little things that say, do not sit, maintain social distancing. And I thought this was the bus's final solution. And I thought, okay. But when I was sitting at the window, I couldn't get enough laying room. So I'm sitting there like trying to get some laying room, and then also do not arrange seating. If you want to get one for yourself, there's also a social distancing reminder that you can find on eBay. It sells for $19.80 plus tax. It helps. It says you may keep a safe distance during the pandemic. Don't worry. The GQ Social Distancing Reminder, SDR, is designed to general purpose indoor social distancing, meaning it also helps practice social distancing. It can easily be clipped on clothes or attached to many objects. User may just place it on the edge of a table. In such case, it gives warning to any people who are in unsafe social distance. It uses a color light sound vibration to indicate an unsafe zone. So, these are instructions. Indoor, dark, regular, strong, outdoor, tri-light. I think it's a great tool for all to use. And for those who want to buy it, which I'm going to be doing next week, just to show you, I'll put that in the link in the description below, as well as on our Give Me a Break website. Next, lastly, always wash your hands. Very, very important. Always wash your hands. Very important that you must always wash your hands. 20 seconds minimum, no matter what. Always. And if you eat in fast food restaurants, you have to wash your hands before, after you eat and drink, and every hour if you work at a fast food place. Next, counting down to the trial here, what I think is really going to happen, plus to someone who got fired in Washington, plus more topics when we return. Going into the impeachment, there's not going to be a Senate vote to where the fire Major Red Taylor Greene and the other person. Here's the latest for the 11th hour from MSNBC's Brian Williams.
Well, good evening once again. After what was day 15 of the Biden administration, a day that saw Republicans fighting for hours over the future of their party still yet to be determined. They spent this evening locked in a room on Capitol Hill arguing over the fates of freshman Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Georgia Republican, the QAnon follower, the conspiracy theorist, and Liz Cheney, the veteran from Wyoming, the third most powerful Republican in House leadership. Tonight, Cheney survived an effort to strip her of her leadership position because of her recent vote to impeach Donald Trump. The secret ballot vote came down to 145 to 61. The full House will vote tomorrow under the control of the Democrats, remember, on whether to kick Greene off her committees, Budget and Education. Greene's past comments include, but aren't limited to, her view that school shootings were staged, the Clintons murdered John F. Kennedy Jr., that there was no evidence that a plane hit the Pentagon on 9/11. It goes on from there into violence against Democrats and rabid anti-Semitism.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is totally out of control. Why would Kevin McCarthy continue to associate himself and the Republican conference with someone who leader Mitch McConnell has characterized as a cancer? The last time I checked, cancers need to be cut out and not allowed to metastasize.
Republican leader McCarthy issued a statement after his meeting with Greene this evening condemning her past statements. He went on to accuse the Democrats, of course, of fueling the controversy by scheduling tomorrow's vote, saying, quote, "I offered Majority Leader Steny Hoyer a path to lower the temperature and address these concerns. Instead of coming together to do that, the Democrats are choosing to raise the temperature by taking the unprecedented step to further their partisan power grab regarding the committee assignments of the other party." Well, late this evening, after his meeting with his Republican members, McCarthy defended Congresswoman Greene.
I think it would be helpful if you could hear exactly what she told all of us, denouncing QAnon. I don't know if I say it right. I don't even know what it is. Any from the shootings. She said she knew nothing about lasers or all the different things that have been brought up about her.
He has said QAnon before. He knows full well what QAnon is. Through it all, the QAnon congresswoman from Georgia has remained publicly defiant. Greene has been using this controversy to fundraise and today posted this, and we quote, "We owe them no apologies. We will never back down." In an interview with the Washington Examiner, the Georgia congresswoman said this about Democrats: "How stupid they are. They don't even realize they're helping me. I'm pretty amazed at how dumb they are." While this was unfolding in the House, Democrats and Republicans over in the Senate have settled on a power-sharing agreement. This means Democrats officially get to take over the committees and can now push forward with the president's agenda. Senate is also 6 days away, let's not forget, from the start of that second impeachment trial for the now former president. Axios has new reporting on the effort to make the case to convict the former president. Quote, "During a call Wednesday morning with the House Democratic Caucus, lead impeachment manager Representative Jamie Raskin told his colleagues one Capitol Police officer has lost 3 fingers, another is likely to lose an eye. He said extremist elements in Russia and Germany view the storming of our Capitol as a great victory for 21st century fascism." One of Trump's lawyers, Bruce Castor, hired days ago, offered a preview of his defense during an interview with KYW News Radio and
I'm not playing this. What I can tell you this, I don't think she's dumb. I think she knows, says, why fire her? She knows a lot. Now, we may not know about the 9/11. We know how 9/11 happened. Because of terrorists. The government is not lying about 9/11. They know the truth. And that's why history is not repeating. I mean, that's why we have to study history so we don't make the same mistakes over and over again. So I don't think she needs to be removed. I think what needs to happen is that take another chance, give it another try, and maybe you'll find something new. There's more. Give me a break. We return. Stay with us. I mean, this time of year, summer's going to be coming up soon, and you're planning on traveling everywhere. But there are some restrictions you may remember are closed, and some of them may open. Like, theme parks are still open, like Universal. As the latest from Channel 6 tells us, there are some restrictions and some tips from experts that you may want to know.
If you've been stuck home for months, you might be itching to travel again this summer. And despite the pandemic, travel agents say many people are now starting to make plans. Leslie Sawhook is a travel agent who saw her business crater last year with COVID lockdowns. But this new year, clients desperate for a vacation are ringing her cell phone every day.
Some of our clients have already had COVID and they have antibodies, so they feel safe traveling. Some of them have, underlying health conditions and they're not safe to travel.
If you feel safe booking this summer, Leslie says many tropical destinations will welcome you.
Barbados, Jamaica, Aruba, some of the islands in Hawaii, Mexico, they are all accepting travel right now.
You may need a COVID test to fly home, but she says some resorts have a great option.
Heaven forbid you do test positive, a lot of them will put you up for free for the quarantine period.
Where not to go? Canada is still closed to Americans, and Europe is still a no-go.
If you're planning on going to Europe, honestly, this summer's probably not your summer, so let's move everything over to 2022.
Now, if you're like me, you're probably playing it by ear and figure you'll see how bad COVID is and then maybe plan a road trip. But Leslie has a caution, especially if you're thinking of visiting a theme park.
A lot of people plan last-minute trips, and what they don't realize right now is because they are operating at limited capacity, just because you have a ticket doesn't mean you can get in.
If you're thinking of Disney World or Universal, Leslie says reserve your tickets and dates so you're not locked out. And remember, Disneyland is still closed. Finally, if you're itching to cruise, she suggests waiting.
In order to start sailing, they have to do test sails, and they haven't even started doing that yet.
Number 6. If you're still on the fence, Leslie suggests you go ahead and book a trip, but make sure you'll be allowed to cancel if you test positive for COVID, so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries, Chris 6 News.
Also, if you're planning on visiting a friend from out of town, one tip I have, you need to look up the latest COVID numbers from where your person lives. So if you have an old friend from New Hampshire, like I'm going to show you an example. Like if, let's say you have an old friend from New Hampshire, like from Dakota. What you need to do is look up the COVID-19 numbers from Dakota. Just type in the COVID numbers, Dakota COVID numbers, and then it'll show you. If the numbers are too high, what I recommend you do is not travel. If the numbers are low, like under 100, under like 100 or 200, it's okay. But just make sure that you're being tested for COVID-19, and make sure you don't waste your money. As for theme parks, well, like, don't waste your money says, just book it beforehand. Plan ahead. So like I said, look up look up where your friend lives. Look at the numbers. And if it's okay, then it's okay to travel. But just remember, if you're going to the airport, you need to wear a mask and maintain social distancing. If you have a medical condition, you need to let the flight attendant know beforehand. And if they ask you to leave, then leave. They ask you to wear a mask, and you have to wear a mask. No ifs, ands, buts, or excuses. Just remember, it's all about staying safe, and it's all about the money. And this next topic is for the kids. So bring the kids in here. How would you like free piano lessons? So how would you like free piano lessons instead of paying a lot of money for it? Well, that's what. If you're feeling the blues during the pandemic, how would you like free piano lessons?
Their music knowledge, and it's all being done for free. Our Patrick Johnstone shares the meaning behind it.
So what's the meaning behind it? Here's Patrick Johnstone.
Two missionaries with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are giving back to people in the community by offering free piano lessons to kids in the area. They offer lessons in about 20-minute increments, mostly on Saturday mornings. They were overwhelmed with the number of responses they got when they posted about the lessons on Facebook. As part of their faith, they give back to the community. But for one missionary, it means a lot more.
Like my mom, when she was raising me, she was a single mom, and she had 5 kids, and it was a lot of work for her, because I wanted to do piano lessons, my brother wanted to do viola lessons, my sisters wanted to do gymnastics, my brother wanted to do soccer. It was a lot of things at once. And it was hard for her to afford it all, being a single mom. And so for me, it's really cool to see people getting something that I really wanted as a kid.
If you're interested in signing your child up for lessons, reach out to the girls on Facebook. For that information, head to our website, christv.com. Reporting in Corpus Christi, Patrick Johnstone, Chris 6 News.
And for other musical purposes, there is a lot more you can do. I'm thinking about doing guitar lessons via Zoom, probably sometime this year. I'll give the very latest soon, but now it's all about the flag safety. Team partners with the city are going to help drivers learn about flag safety from a local teenager.
If you see fluorescent flags out on the roads near our local schools, especially in school zones, then there's one area, Eagle Scout, you can thank. He is the brains behind the idea of Corpus Christi's Vision Zero program, all to keep pedestrians safe on the road. And as our Victoria Balderrama reports this morning, the program is now in full effect.
Look, I've been telling you about safeties during our Give Me a Break segments. Safety break, like fire safety, pedestrian safety. This is one of them. And it's all about this program's to help reduce deaths. Here's Victoria.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 28% of traffic-related deaths in Corpus Christi involved a speeding driver. Now the city and one local teenager are teaming up to reduce that number.
And he's a very conscientious student, very thoughtful student, so we weren't surprised that he had put a project like this together.
This project Longoria initiated asked pedestrians to simply grab a fluorescent flag and hold it in front of them while crossing a busy street. Once safely across the street, they can place the flag in a holder. This idea which Longoria first saw on a family trip.
On a family trip to Salt Lake City, and we saw flag crossing all over, and I thought it would be great if I bought one here in Corpus.
So he got to work reaching out for help to get this program started.
We asked the CCISD Police Chief Kirby Warnick if they could have crossing guards pick up and put out flags in the morning, and he said yes.
Longoria says it makes him happy to see the flags being used in the mornings as students make their way to school or as they make their way home.
You can keep kids safe or maybe save a life.
There are currently 14 crosswalks. To learn more about where you can find these flags, visit KRISTV.com. Victoria Valderrama, Chris 6 Sunrise.
Thanks, Victoria. And I agree with all this safety. We have to keep our people safe at all times, no matter what. So if you're looking to get those flags, talk with your police chief in your area or talk with crossing guards. They'll help you out and they'll get this program started. If you want to learn more about this program, we'll put the video link in the description below, as well as the info on KRISTV, as well as Chris TV's info, as well as the link in the description below, as well as on our Give Me a Break website. Give jcarbon67.wixsite.com/givemeabreak for all the latest topics, info, tips, and travel tips during this pandemic. We'll be back in a moment. Today or yesterday was National Girls and Women in Sports Day. And before we go, I want to take this moment to thank all the girls and women that participate in sports, especially some of my fans in the Fly Ball area that participate in all sports, such as baseball, softball, basketball, football, softball, baseball, softball, basketball, soccer, 3 sports, and for the swimming area volleyball. I want to take this moment to thank all the people in volleyball for all the hard work you do. And if you want to be on the show, if you guys want to be on the show to help support this, perfect. That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Wednesday going to Thursday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Friday night. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you Friday.